Hello, Professor. My name is Arya Kawal, and today I will be explaining the implementation of network monitoring system uh, that I developed for the assignment one. This project monitors network interfaces and communicates with client using the domain sockets. So I will walk you through the key components of system and how client uh, server communication works. These are the four files which are required for this project. First is IntMon, which is interface mon, which is a client application that monitors specific network interfaces and fetches statistics like packet counts and errors. The second is NetMon, which is a server application that listens for client connection, which accepts the incoming data and relays information about the network interfaces. And the last one is utils, which is a library that contains helper function for reading network statistics, handling signals and managing interfaces. So let me run this for you so I can show you. So, so yeah, basically the NetMon server listens for client connection on Unix socket, and clients are able to send a ready message to indicate they are connected and ready to receive data. Once connected, the server uses the select function to monitor multiple clients, and if message is received, the client sends a response back with the status of network interfaces that are being monitored. On the other side, the interface mon application connects to the server via Unix socket, which retrieves the interface statistics like number of transmitted and received bytes, error, and much more. Let me close it and go through the code. So if we go for this code, yeah, yeah. So basically, this is the file where first I have declared all the variables and then asked the user to enter how many interface they wish to monitor. After uh, getting the input, we check if it's correct and then we handles the signal. Then the main part starts where we initialize the socket and the child processes are then initiated which launches the interface monitors, and these are the if it's correct, then it exits successfully. If it's wrong, then there is a message of error which states what's going on. And this are for the parent process which handles client connection. Yeah, so this then we talk about for the new client connection, where if the client number is less than 0, then it will just state the error, and otherwise it will just state the new client connected and it will give the number. This is for handling the communication with the connected clients, where again if the number is equal to or less than 0, then it will just give the error, and if not, then it will just implement the logic. This is for cleanup and closing the connection. But if I give you the brief description about this code, then we basically start by creating a Unix socket using the socket uh, socket method. Then we then bind it to specific file path, uh, which listens for connection from clients and which uses the let's see, which uses the select all method to select method to handle multiple client connections simultaneously. But when client is connected, a child process is spawned to run the this int mon, which monitors network interfaces as required as we walk through the code. And once the data is collected, it communicates back to the client. This setup allows basically it allows for multiple clients to connect and receive live updates about the network interfaces. Let's go to the other file. This is the int one where we have two functions. First, void function will just initialize the socket address for the other file, and the second is the void handle server communication function, which will, if it's up and running, it will basically declare the variable, initialize the variable, and if it's less than zero, then it will give out the error. If not, it will basically run all of these functions and all of these methods. And this is my second function where it is an int function which create and connect the socket. If I give you a brief overview of for this, it's basically once this is connected to the server, it fetches interface statistics and it ensures that, but before that, as we went through, it will first ensure that it is up and it is using the bring interface up function. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So basically, once it reads the values such as transmitted and received bytes and packets from the directory, the collected data is formatted into string and sent back to the server. If the server sends a quit message, the client stops monitoring and exits. Talking about like the overview for this, basically it manages the interaction between the client and server and sending interface states from client to the server and handling quit requests basically. Then we talk about signal handling and graceful termination. The signal handling is integrated in both the server and client. For example, when the server receives control C, it terminates the process gracefully by closing all the connection and cleaning up the resources, which I gave you an example when we ran the full code. The client also listens for the quit message, which triggers the termination of the monitoring processes. Uh, One of the challenge that I faced during this project was handling multiple client connection. So using the select function allowed me to allowed the server to monitor the multiple clients without blocking, and additionally ensuring accurate data retrieval from the system files required careful handling of file streams and error checking. Another challenge was managing the life cycle of processes that I had to ensure that child process is monitoring interface were properly basically spawned and let's say terminated. So in conclusion, this project successfully implements a network monitoring system where the server handles multiple client connections and retrieves live data from monitored network interface. Also, this architecture can be expanded further to include more sophisticated data visualization, or say support for additional interface or even a web-based client for remote monitoring. I hope this explanation gave you a good understanding of the network monitoring system and its key components which were required to implement in assignment 1. Thank you.